Yeah, welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to HRC No Assists round 6 here in Monza, where we are seeing a lot of rain on the track. I'm your commentator for tonight, for this race here in Monza. Welcome here. Nice that you are here with me for the 6th round in HRC. Where Jerome is now on the track. Yeah, love guys. I think I will be having to get a bit used to be commentating in English, because I am normally Dutch. I do normally commentary in Dutch, so will be a bit, yeah, a bit more tough, but at the end of the day, it'll be alright, I hope so. As Jerome is now rounding the final corner. My voice as well today not optimal, so because I'm a bit sick, but it will be alright. We'll see how it goes. Jerome is now rounding turn 1 on his full wet tires. Ooh, missing the apex there in turn 1. He's the first one to be putting in a lap around this beautiful track in Italy. 29.2 is the time in sector 1. Bit of messy lap from Jerome. Now through Lesmo 1 and on to Lesmo 2. He takes it calm. Now into the Ascari chicane. In these heavy conditions, because it's raining really hard, is Jerome now rounding to the line, and he puts in a 31.4, which is P1, who will be the next. I think it was Robin, wasn't it? Robin on the intermediate. Welcome, Sophie. Now rounding the final corner, Robin, as Kimi puts in a 130.6 on the intermediates. 8/10 quicker, but now Robin will come over the line. It's a 130.0. 6/10 quicker almost than Kimi did for UFRT. As Carsi puts in 30.5 and Casper with 130.2. We're looking with Mad Dogs for GT10, our leader in the championship. And he'll put in the fastest lap with a 130.6.0. But there is Uncle with 129. He's the first in 129s. And a great start for GT10 in this race in Monza. As Eric puts in an invalidate. But we'll be able to go again. As we're looking with Matt. He's on the full wets. But as we see on the lap times, the full wets are not working as well as the inters do. And we do see that on the time of Matt, which is around a second off the pace, actually. So both full wet guys aren't quick enough to compete with the inters, as we see Inwa going to P8 as well. A lot quicker than the guys on the full wets. Then Boaty will come over the line. It's a 1:30.0, great lap. And P3 for Boaty. Ramon, goedenavond. As we're looking with Eric, now over the line, it's a 1:30.4. Alright. Yeah, we hope so. We'll be alright, I think. But, yeah. For now, it's alright. For now, we don't have any complications, so we'll be good. As Dior's as well on the full wets. But Kimi, yeah, 1:29.1. That's an incredible lap for UFRT. And Kimi then 8/10 quicker. That's a great lap. But there is Arjan. Arjan goes on to 1:29.0. The lap times are getting quicker and the track is getting drier. As we see Nash also 3/10 quicker than he was earlier on, but Robin goes on to 1:28.6. Also 4/10 quicker than we saw Arjan. Great lap for Robin. As his teammate for IRT has a bit of complications outside of the last corner, but it's P5 still, 1:29.9. But as we see, the lap times are getting quicker. Uncle invalidated his lap. 7/10 quicker was he going, but an invalidation. Scarcy as well put in a great lap time. 1:29.1. As we see Paulos going to P5, 1:29.9 as well. A lot of guys around that pace, and 1:29.9 or 1:30s, 1:30 low. As over the line goes Casper, going for another lap, now in P11. Eric 1.4 seconds quicker than he went. So he will be competing then for the time of Arjan. And if that last sector is good, but a bit of a wobble outside of the last corner, but he could go on for provisional pole. Eric goes to P2, 1:28.7. The moment in the last corner cost him some time, as his teammate has an invalidate. Adas for AMS. Uncle going over the curbs for GT10. They will P1 and P2. Uncle and Mad Dogs. But they fell a bit back. With those lap times getting better and better. With 7 minutes left in this session. Uncle now going to the Ascari chicane. 7/10 quicker than he went. As Casper goes on to provisional pole with a 1:28.3. 3/10 quicker than Robin. So, oh. Uncle now rounding the Parabolica. Six tenths quicker in sector 2. How is sector 3 going? Enough for P4 with a 1:28.7. But 4 tenths slower than Casper went. As Adas, I think, will box or go for another lap. As he put in an invalidate once more. But he'll go once for another lap. Another lap time set for both Adas and Dior as well. While Matt is improving 2 seconds. And he has to. Because he's a second off the pace with a 1:31. As Pablos goes on to P2 with a 1:28.4. Now Matt running the final corner. So we see a bit of a dry line. Not really dry, but drier than the rest. As Matt goes on to P3. Great lap for him. Kimi going 5 tenths quicker once more, but Mad Dogs goes to P1 with a 1:28.3 as well. 22 thousandths quicker than Casper went. Kimi then. What can he do? Will it be enough for P1? No, it won't, because he's boxing. As other people are boxing as well. A lot of guys into the pits. Some went out for a new set of tires, like Robin and Arion. It's Jerome now P4. He was the first one to put in a lap time in this qualifying. As we're almost going for the final runs in this qualifying session. 4 minutes left. And for now it's Mad Dogs, but anything can happen in these conditions. Maybe the last one to cross the line is the one to get pole position, because these conditions are so tough to predict. You cannot predict these conditions, so it will be a guess basically. And there will be a bit of calculating as well for what time the best is to go out and be as last as possible, as late as possible to cross the line and go for your final lap. As it's still at us, not with a lap time. Robin, 4 tenths under his time, almost 5. And that will be enough for P1. A second under his time now. We see the track keeps getting better. And now Robin, if he sticks the lap, he'll go on for P1. But a lot of people will set better lap times. And Robin wants to go once more, as he will cross the line any moment. And he goes on to a 1:26.8, 1.5 seconds quicker than Mad Dogs. And provisional pole for the man from IRT. as we are looking with Mad Dogs. And I think I just saw, yeah, 2/10, only 2/10 is what he... Ooh, that's not a great lap, but he will go once more. Carsey goes on to P2, and it's Inwa to P3. But look at the gap to Robin with the 126. Ariel also cannot get in his... close to him. Who will be the first one to cross the line? It's Boaty now rounding the final corner, I think. No, that's his teammate, it's Pablos. As these people are preparing for their final laps in the session. This is it. Eric has started. This is his final chance to set in the lap. With only a minute left, he will be the first one. That's not ideal for Eric, as other people will have better track conditions than he has now. Sector 1, a half a second quicker than he went before. Yep, Luik. Oh, big wobble there for Eric. In Lesmo 1, it'll cost him time. As it's Jerome going to P3. Great lap for Jerome. And all those people starting now on their final laps. Eric 6/10 quicker only. And won't come close to the time of Robin. If he goes on like this, but he has one corner left in this lap. It will be his last, because the time is now on 0 seconds. The flag is waving. And Maddox is too late. He's done as well. Now we're looking to Eric. He puts in 127.8. P5 for now. Next one to cross the line is Nash. And ooh, the other one from AMS. It's Adas retiring. That's such a pity for them. Ames now in P5 and P16, but it will be a bit lower, I think, as Nash goes on to P6 with also a 127.8. Kimi, P3. Then the Williams. I think, is that Matt? It is Matt, but he is done. We're looking with Casper. Half a second quicker now, as he's rounding the final corner. Behind him it's Carsey. First we'll look with Casper. He'll go on to P5. Great lap. Then Carsey, P2. But still 4/10 behind Robin. Will it be enough? The lap from Robin from a couple minutes ago. No, it will not, because Arian goes on to 126.8. Half a tenth under the time of Robin. But Robin is improving. 21 thousandths. Will it be enough for pole position? Yes, it will. 126.6. And it's Robin for pole position for IRT. An amazing lap in that final run. And he's 2/10 quicker than Arian went. Pole position is for Robin. 1.5 tenths. As we see Arian P2. He tried everything he could, but not enough. Then Carsey and Inwa. Kimi, Jerome, Casper, Uncle Eric, Nash in the top 10. Phew, great quality that was. Also put through the incidents, which we had quite a lot in this qualifying. But Robin is on pole position here in Monza. Well, we see a dry track now. in Monza. So does that mean we will have a dry race? I think so. What a lap from Robin then. As we're now waiting for the drivers to choose their setups and get their strategy ready. In a minute, we'll be ready for the race, which I'm really looking forward to. Well, 5 red lights now for the Grand Prix in Monza. They're on and they're out. And who is good at the start? It's Robin with a great start, but Arjan as well, great from the line. As Robin will not be defending, Arjan goes around down the inside. Will he take P1? No, he won't. At the back of the field, also everything's going well. Nobody's out of the race and nobody spun. Great start for Robin then, but Arjan's still really close. And we'll be going around the outside here in the chicane, side by side through the chicane, and it's Arjan taking the lead. Now defending the inside, but he will take the lead, and it's as well Carsey now. And we see Robin going to the gravel. Oh, he's back on the track now. A bit of a problem there with his internet, but Carsey still in a big fight with Robin, who takes P2 for now. But it's Arjan taking the lead. Round the outside into the chicane. Great job from him. As we look to the tires. Basically everyone on mediums, but only Matt and Adas on the hards. As we see the Ferrari of, I think, Eric going really wide there. Coming out of the Ascari chicane. As Jerome getting past his teammates for VMV. And as well Uncle going to P7 ahead of Casper. Arian taking the lead in lap 1. Great job by him. And the gaps are still really close in this DRS train. And we see a defensive action from the McLaren. And it's Kimi who is spun around there and losing a lot of position, as well as he has a 3-second time penalty. He was spun around there by, I think, one of the McLarens. And he's losing positions there. As he dives it down the inside now. In the chicane, side by side with the Alpine of Casper. Now around the outside he wants, but couldn't make it stick. And so it stays P8 for Kimi, who's lost a lot of time with that accident in turn 1. Everyone's still on the train. As it's Uncle going on to P4. Ahead of Jerome now. I think he made a mistake coming out of the Ascari chicane. DRS open for these cars. For basically everyone, a part of Arian. As Uncle puts in the fastest lap with 121.4. And Robin retakes the lead with that DRS already in turn 1. He is ahead. At the back of the pack, here a bit of a fight still between Casper and Kimi. And Pavlos getting ahead of Eric onto P9. As those McLarens are as well pit fighting there. Really close to each other. In the chicane, and we see a spin, it's Nash. Nash rounding in the chicane. And he spun there, I think it was contact with one of the V-Carps, I think. I think it was Mad Dogs. Contact for him and a spin for Nash. Which his teammate now in P1, who has his teammate in P1 at the moment. 6.5 tenths now. Robin really trying to get Arian as far away as possible. As Uncle is diving it down the inside in Parabolica to Carsey. But can he make the overtake stick? I don't think so. No, he can't. But he will have the DRS wide open as well as Carsey. But that slipstream will help Uncle to get past into 1. Will he make it stick? I don't think so. Not really trying. He put a bit down the inside here. And contact between the two as it's Carsey still ahead coming out of turn 2. Uncle tried it still there. Couldn't come really close on the straight, but still putting a bit of a dive bomb. And could not make the overtake stick as Boaty goes ahead of Matt. Going on to P12. Mad Dog's losing a bit of the pace. Really having struggles to stay in the DRS of Eric. Uncle lost a bit of time now to Carsey, but wins it back in Ascari. As Casper is trying to go past Inwa, but won't do it in Parabolica. Now DRS open again for these guys. So going into lap 5, and we see a pit stop. Yes, it's Kimi, and he gets a 10-second penalty into the pits as well. Oh, it's absolute dramatic scenes for Kimi. And UFRT as Casper and Inwa still fighting there in the chicane. It's Casper now down the inside. Can he make it stick? Really close to each other, but they're leaving the space. Casper the outside cannot make the overtake stick into the chicane. Kimi, I think he went on to the hards. Yep. But with that 10-second penalty, it will be really tough to get some points in this race. He'll need a miracle. Robin really trying to get away, yeah, for Marian. And its uncle as well, quite close to Carsi. But I think nobody will get an overtake done. Love you, Raymond. Alright, with a great exit there. Quite close now. But won't make an overtake in the chicane. Maddox close the gap to Eric. Oh, and we see a spin. It's Adas. Adas with a spin, and he has damage on his front wing. It's coming out of less mode 2. A spin from Adas, and it was fully blame. He can fully blame that one on himself because nobody touched him. Oh, not a great race for him. Did not put in a lap time in qualifying and is now back to P15. Was already in the hearts. That really will be a tough one, this race. As Matt gets past Boaty into turn 1. As Adas as well gets the 10 seconds in the pits. He has to box, but those 10 seconds won't help him. He's the second one to get it and the second one to box as well. Kimi puts in the fastest lap. He has to. He needs to close the gap to this pack. And for Adas, it will really be a tough race. I will not give him really big chances, to be honest, to get some points tonight. Matt is now really close as well to Maddox. Looks a bit in the mirrors, but won't do anything in the Parabolic Cup. But he gets past Maddox on the straight, but they are still side by side. Going into the chicane, but now Matt has him and goes on to P10. As Robin's driving an incredible race. Boaty and Maddox now. Ooh, Maddox fully over the curb there. In fight with Boaty as well. Dior is in that fight. 3 men really fighting there, but it's Maddox winning the battle, but he's losing a lot of time now to Matt. As we see Robin constantly winning 2 or 3 tenths in Ascari chicane, which gets him a bit of a buffer on this straight. Ooh, Uncle looking down the inside of Carsey as Dior is boxing. Third one in the box. Kimi got 3 seconds once more. He's now on 16 seconds. And as well Adas now. And Adas retired on the track. And we see a safety car. Safety car, safety car. A retirement from Adas on the track. We saw him getting the 3 seconds. And it's in Ascari chicane where he DNF'd, got out of the track and put it in the wall. A DNF for AMS, a DNF for Adas, and we see a safety car. This will really switch some things up because I think these guys all will be boxing. Definitely they'll be boxing for the hearts. A crash from Adas, which was definitely not a great weekend for him. Bad qualifying, and his race ends with a crash in the Ascari chicane. Yeah, these people, I think they all will box. And we see Robin, we see Ariane, we see Carsey. Ooh, those McLarens will lose some time. Yeah, we see Inwa leaving a bit of a gap to his teammate to lose as less time as possible with that double stack they'll have to do. Oh, he's losing time. Inwa will lose time there. And behind, he's just ahead of Maddox and Boaty. But behind Matt, behind Eric, behind Casper, this safety car is not great for VMV, who are driving in the McLaren. Inwa will have to drive back. For those guys like Casper, Pavlos, Eric, and Matt, it's one position up. For them, it's a great safety car. Skimmy boxes as well. Is wanting to remove the 10 seconds, but is that... I remember... Oh yeah, the 10 seconds is removed, so now only has 6. I mean, I say only. Matt's gone to softs. I think it's a weird decision, because he'll definitely have to go for a 2-stop now. I don't think that's a great decision for Matt to go onto the softs, as everybody else gone onto the hards. So it's a really weird strategy for Matt. He's the only one. Well, for Kimi it's a chance to get back in this race, which is going dramatically for him until now. But like I said, he'll get a chance to get into the pack, but with those 6 seconds as well, it'll definitely be tough to gain some points tonight. But they'll have a try. as we saw safety car going in this lap. So now Robin is the one to decide the pace. And he decides wherever we'll go and race again. Normally you do it coming out of the Parabolica. Into Parabolica now. He hasn't gone. Arjan is sharp. Wanting to make a move. But he's gone. He is underway. And Arjan, ooh, that's a great restart for Robin. Now Arjan really trying to get some places. It's Uncle as well with a great restart. Now around the outside, he tries. Brakes late into turn 1. Contact at the back of the pack, but it is Uncle going on to P3. At the back of the pack we see a spin, which is the McLaren. It's Imwa. Already lost some time with the pit stops and now falling back to P13. Eric as well lost the position to Matt, who's on the softs of course. So he'll have to make up the positions. Wow, and a great fight there with Jerome and Pavlos. Jerome at the inside, but can't make an overtake on Pavlos. As Kimi already up to P12. Great job by him. Going ahead of Dior. Now in P12. Eric, P9, falling back. As the overtake of Uncle was really great. Still standing yellow sector 3, unfortunately. But yeah, can't do anything about that. As Robin's really trying to push away again. DRS enabled once more. They won't have DRS on this straight. I think any overtakes will be made. Ooh, we see the DRS of Arjan. He used a lot on that first lap. So he'll have to gain a bit back this lap. And with Uncle in his back, will be a tough lap for Arjan. Only 2/10 is the gap between those two. And Matt going on to P7. He's on the inside. Casper brakes late, brakes deep, and gets P7 back. Great overtake by Casper. As now Eric dives it at the inside of Matt and gets P8 back. He says thank you very much and gets the position back he had earlier on. Great overtake by Eric as well. But Matt really has the pace on a soft compound tire. But for how many laps? Because those tires... Oh, we see the Aston Martin. It's Kimi and Bounty and a spin for Kimi. And he is out of the race as well in the Ascari chicane. And there is the safety car. A big crash for Kimi in fights with, I think it was Bounty. What a crash for Kimi, who did not have a great race. And as well for him, it ends in an absolute disaster. Oh, Matt, yeah, boxing now. That's a great decision as well. Imwa. Ooh, then maybe has damage. What a crash. Kimi and Boaty side by side through Ascari. We saw them on the screen. But what a crash. That means we have a second DNF as well in the Ascari chicane. What a dramatic race until now, as we're about halfway. Second safety car already. And Matt and Imwa boxed for new tires. as I think this lap we will see the safety car going in again. And hopefully we won't have any crashes anymore. Because the most exciting part is, of course, the racing. That's why we are here tonight. Yep, safety car in this lap, we get the message. So we'll start again, the last 12 laps of this race. We're past halfway. And it's Robin leading the pack once more. When the safety car restart is there. Last preparations for the tires. Will he go on the same moment as he gone last time? He's not going yet. He is gone, and that's a great restart by Robin. Arian is not having a great reaction for there. Robin with a great restart, and Casper is also really awake there, going on to P6 ahead of Jerome. Was that before the line? I think so, because Jerome and Eric gets ahead of Casper. I think Casper overtook him before the line, which is of course not in the rules, not like the rules say. So now Eric as well ahead of Casper. As well Jerome going on to P6, his teammate down in P14. As Mad Dog get 3 seconds. The only one on the grid right now with a penalty. What a restart by Robin. As the whole field gets around this lap. No crashes, no spins. Nobody spun around. So we can go ahead and keep racing as Arian really slows now. But we see the penalties coming. 3 in a row in the same corner. We see Casper. We see Boaty and we see Nash all getting a 3-second penalty as Boaty is really close to Dior as he tried to make the switchback in Parabolica. Is he able to? No, he's not. As a 1:29 for Arian is the fastest lap of the race. No DRS on this straight now. So Robin is able to stay ahead, but Arian has the pace. Nash and Boaty still in that fight, which they are for almost the whole lap now. Boaty on the inside, and it's Nash now who's having the inside for the chicane. Where are they? There are they. Nash at the inside, brakes a bit later. They have contact in the chicane, and we see Boaty almost spinning around there. As Inwa gets the position of Matt, who's on the mediums, really trying something different. The man in the Williams for ICS. As Casper goes up in the fight with Jerome. Eric moved on to P6, and it's Casper now at the outside of Jerome for Parabolica, and he gets the position back. Casper going on to P7 then. As DRS will be open now. I think Arian will get a shot for the lead this lap. DRS is open by the man for Atsuri. Will he try? He is trying. He goes down the inside, but the defensive move, and Uncle breaks really deep in turn 1 and puts Robin wide. What a dive bomb by Uncle, and it's Arian taking the lead Uncle going on to P2 and Robin to P3. As well as Carson really close now. But what an action from Uncle into turn 1. What did he do? And he gives the place to Robin, or Robin is overtaking. He is putting up the track again. Uncle really fighting for that position with Robin, as is Robin round the outside in Lesmo 1. And it's Uncle who sticks in P2. Really fighting really hard there. And does Robin have damage? No, he has not. But whoa. And now it's Arian having a lead by more than 5 tenths. And Robin now round the outside. At the inside for now. Oh, what a fight. He has the better exit. Goes round the outside. Gets P2 back. But look at the gap between Robin and Arian. It's 1.4 seconds. Arian is away. And now Robin won't have the DRS open. So he will get Garci. He will get Uncle. And maybe even Eric. Fighting for his second place. Gap is 1.5. This is really great for Arian. As Garci gets P2. Ooh, Robin breaking deep. Great job. Oh, we see a spin. It's Jerome. Jerome spinning out in turn 1. What a fight we see at this stage of the race. As we're almost to the end of this race. We see damage by Dior, I think. I saw some damage, but these three are fighting. It's Jerome, Nash and Mad Dogs. Really fighting for the 8th place. And I think Suzuki had some damage, but I couldn't really see. But it looks like, yeah, the right end plate. As Aria really pulled away now, 2 seconds ahead of Robin. What an action by Uncle, who's now in P5 behind Eric even. Eric really driving a great race after the safety car restart. As well, Pavlos now got a 3-second penalty. 1.9. Robin will have a hell of a job to get in the DRS back of Arian, and I won't even think he'll make that. Gap is 2 seconds, and Garci is in the DRS of Robin. The gaps are getting a bit bigger in the pack. As Imwa moving on to P7 ahead of Sasuke Dior, who is having some damage. And now lets his teammate by. You see the right end plate of the front wing is gone. 1.6 for Robin. He is getting a bit closer to Arian. And I don't think Arian did do anything wrong, so he won't get a penalty. Uncle maybe will, because that move was really late into turn 1. But for Robin, that doesn't care. Robin has to put in amazing last couple of laps to get close again to Arian. Gaps are getting bigger in the first like 4 positions. 1.8, 7 tenths, 9 tenths. Eric really having troubles to stay in the DRS of Garci. But he'll have the DRS, so he has the opportunity to stay close. 1.6, I won't think Robin will do it, to be honest. So Arian will get the victory if he could make it stick. It's Dior in the pits now. He had some damage on the front wing. He'll change that one. And maybe he couldn't make it as well on his tires, because he was in the mediums. I'm sorry. As Dior made the pit stop. And now he's back on the track. On what tire? On, I think, the mediums. Yep. The fights are for the points at this stage. A lot of people now with a 3-second penalty as well. Look at Dior, who lost A lot of time, won't get any points tonight. But this is the place where the real fights are. For the points. As we're now in lap 22 of 27. The last 6 laps of the race. Not a lot happening now on track. And are the last fights for the points. Imwa will get some points because of those 3-second penalties. Yeah, in those esport leagues you fall back so harsh when you get a 3-second penalty. For Kasper and Pavlos it's really a shame, it's really a pity that they got one, because they'll fall back quite a lot. Not behind Nash and not behind Maddox, because they have won too. They will fall behind the points. Both in P11 or P12. If Imwa and Matt won't get a penalty. Suzuki Dior puts in the fastest lap for the 1:19.9. On the mediums, of course. And with a front wing. Nash gets P9 in a fight with Maddox, as well. Imwa is really close now in a Ascari chicane. And as well Matt, who wants the place of Imwa, but he'll get the place of Maddox. Yes, he will. It's Imwa going to P10 now, and really close to Nash as well. Nash won't get the DRS, because Jerome is 3 seconds ahead, as Dior gets the 3-second penalty as well. Ooh, we see Boaty getting really wide there in Parabolica. Now, a big fight here between these four. As it's Imwa going to P9, ahead of Nash. And we see the Williams going for the move into turn 1. But a bit of contact and also almost a spun for Matt. Which will cost him a lot of time. It's Imwa P9, then Nash, Matt and Mad Dogs. But Boaty is well really close now. And he goes in the inside using his ERS to gain 2 places in 1 moment. What an action by Boaty, gaining to P11. Using his ERS, really smart there to get the place, to get the position done and get P11. It won't deliver many points, but it was definitely a great move. Ooh, as Robin gets 3 seconds in lap 24. That's such a shame for him, because he'll fall back up to P5. Ooh, that's such a shame for him. Now in P2, but will be P5 for him. That gives Carsey P2 and Eric P3, the last spot on the podium, to save the race for AMS. And as well for UFRT. Both teammates are out for Carsey and Eric. As Carsey goes on to P2 on the track. As Robin is not having the DRS, of course. But 1.3 is really close to Ariane. Can Carsey do something special? It isn't over yet, with 2 laps remaining after this one. 1.0. Will he get the DRS? That's the most important now. Will he get the DRS of Ariane? 1.0. How is the exit? The exit is okay. 1.0 still. So it won't be DRS. to Ascari. 1.035, 1.0, oh, in 0.9. Will he have the DRS to turn 1? Because we will have a great fight in that last lap then between Garci and Arian. 7/10. I think he will. I think Garci has done the job. Yes, he has. As it's now 5/10. Will we see an overtake already into turn 1? Garci really finding the pace now. Out of nowhere, actually. As he was really cautious on his DRS, I think. And now, round in turn 1. DRS open for Garci. It's the gap of around 5/10. No DRS for Arian. But I don't think he'll get there now. No, he won't. As Robin almost gets into the back of Garci. 2 laps remaining. And nothing's done yet. We will get a fight for the victory. As Boaty has boxed. It was in P13. P11, I think, actually. But won't fight for the points now. As it's now Arian really finding the throttle again. As the gap is 9/10 to Garci. But this is the place, Lesmos and this corner, to gain some time for Garci as he do it again. Now DRS open to get close. And he will have one final chance in the upcoming straight as Uncle gets 3 seconds as well. That's great for Robin, who now falls back only to P4 behind Eric. 7/10 is the gap as we are rounding the final corner for the final time. No, we have one more, but it's the final time. We'll be on the straight. Lap 27 of 27. And Garci will open his DRS. But not having DRS, I think, to get past on this straight. No, he cannot. Arian stays ahead. But there will be more possibilities for Garci to get past. Four-tenths. Really close. As well, the fights for the final points are really close. For now, it will be met in the points in P10. I don't think Garci can do anything. 7/10 is a big gap. But he will try everything he can to maybe do it in the last corner. I don't think he can do it in Ascari. 4/10. It's the closest we've seen this to this race. And it is the final lap, the final time we went past Ascari. 4/10 is the gap as we're rounding the final corner almost for this race. Arian started P2. Oh, as Matt gets 3 seconds. There goes his points. Garci and Arian rounding the final corner. Arian started P2. Got past Robin. Said thank you very much with the fight with Uncle. And gets the victory here in Monza. Garci gets P2. And Robin falls back to P4 with a penalty. Eric gets the final spot on the podium for AMS. Really great job by him. Uncle is in P5. He had that fight with Robin, breaking really deep into turn 1, which cost Robin his first place. And now he's in P5. Casper's P6, who sees his teammate winning the race. Both McLarens in P7 and 8. We see then Pablos in P9. Then Nash, who has the final point as Matt got the 3-second penalty in the last lap. He would have got those points if he did not get the penalty, but he did in the final lap. So the final points are for Nash. But it is Arian who gets the victory, who gets it done. And who stayed in P1 after that great fight in the last couple of laps. Great race by Arian for Azzurri. He gets the win, then it's Garci, then it's Eric, Robin, Uncle, Casper, Jerome, Imwa, Pavlos, Nash for the final points in the race. We see Kimi and Adas DNFing for Aston Martin and Ferrari for UFRT and AMS. But their teammates getting the podium to save the day for those teams. as these are the warnings for the race. Well, guys, I hope you really enjoyed the race tonight. I surely did. Thanks all for watching tonight. And yeah, for me, it was my first time commentating in English, so it was a bit tough, but it worked out at the end. Well, I wish you guys a great evening. Hope to see you next week again. And for now, bye-bye.